Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and I got this idea from a card that I seen on Pinterest, and it was from Darlene, and I absolutely loved her card. So I made it into a Christmas card for my club girls this last Saturday, and this is how it opens. Don't you love it? So let's go ahead and get started. So for the base card, we're going to use Whisper White, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm using a piece of the Season of Style, and this is the paper stacks. This one right here is what we're using. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so then for the crumb cake, this is cut at 5 by 5.5. And we're going to grab the trimmer here. Okay, so we got the paper trimmer. We're going to use the cardstock. This is the 5 by 5.5. And you're going to take the 5-inch side. This is 5 inches right here. And you're going to score it at 3/4. So I'm going to scoot it over on this side of the blade here, the trimmer. And I'm going to score it at 3/4 inch. Okay. Alright, so now let me just fold this here so we don't get confused. Okay, so now we're going to get our marks at 2 3/4 on these two sides and this side right here. So what I found is it's easier is just to put it in at 2 3/4, which is right there. And you can take your pencil and make a little divot mark there. Or you can just take your scoring blade here. And then you're going to turn it, and we're going to do the top part of the flap. So we're not doing this edge right here, we're going to do it up here. So we're going to just line this up at 2 3/4 and make your little mark again. Okay, so now we're going to take these two marks right here, and we're going to cut it at an angle. So I'm just going to see if I can see this on the blade without putting my head in the video. Okay, so right about there, cut that. And then we're going to turn it, putting it right on that groove there, those two lines. And we're going to cut that. So this is going to give your triangle flap of your card. Okay, so we're using a piece of Whisper White, and we're using the Christmas Messages stamp set. That's a tongue twister. And we're going to use this Joyful Tidings right here. And I already have that on the block. And we're going to use the Crumb Cake Classic ink. I'm just going to stamp this there. Okay, so now we're going to grab the Big Shot. Okay, so we're using the Square Collection in the Framelits, and we're using number 3 and number 4 from the center. So first we're going to cut out the number 3 at like a triangle shape, not the square. So you're going to cut it in a triangle shape, centering that, and then cut that. Okay, so you get your greeting. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and cut a border with the Whisper White, and we're going to use the number 3 and the number 4. Lining those up. I'm going to get that border at the front. Okay, so we have our little border here. Okay, so now we're going to cut the flap. And take the number 3 square framelit, and you're going to position it inside this triangle angle here, but you want to allow for a little border to be added to the edge. So you're just going to scoot it in just a tad bit and cut that out. So it looks like that. Okay, so then we're going to take another piece of crumb cake, and we're going to make another border using the number 3 and the number 4 square again. I had made this type of card at Jackie Bolheis's Holland meeting about 8 years ago, but we didn't have the framelits back then, and I don't think we actually cut anything out for the flap. But I remember making this type of card years ago. but this is so much cuter. Okay, so here's your crumb cake border. So let's move the big shot. Okay, so let's go ahead and assemble our card. We're going to take the designer paper, the Season of Style. And remember, this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I love the polka dots. It's so cute. This is really a super easy card to make for the holidays. Okay, so now for your flat part here, I'm going to put adhesive on this back side. You can use sticky strip too, but I find that the snail works perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to slide the open of the card, the open end, into that little pocket there with the flap, and just line that up and press down. Okay, so there's your card. So now we're going to take the Joyful Tidings, and this is going to be a really easy lineup. So you're just going to close your card, and then you're going to just set this right inside of that cutout, because that was the same size. So it lines up perfect. And then we're going to take the Whisper White piece, the border. I'm just going to put adhesive along the edge. And we're going to put this on the front. Okay. And then for the inside, we're going to do the same thing, but with crumb cake. Okay. Line that up with that. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now to keep the card closed, I'm using the two-way glue pen. And the reason it's named two-way glue pen is because we can use it 2 different ways. Of course, you see me use it with the Dazzling Diamonds. And once you apply it to your project, when you add like the Dazzling Diamonds or any kind of glitter or something to it, it's going to be permanent. But if you put it on a project and you let it air dry, it will be like a post-it note. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add a strip of the two-way glue along the closure part of the flap. And then you can let that air dry, and then it will close. So let me show you this one here, because this one's dry. See, it's on this side, so it's just tacky enough to close it, so it stays closed. Love that. All right, so let me show you these cards. Here's one, well, actually 3 of them that I made for my downline. Same idea, but we used the black. See, and I used the two-way glue pen on that one too. And then this was a demonstrator only stamp set we got at convention. But super cute. Okay, so that's it. That's how you make that card. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.